So we have two of today's speakers. One is Xusheng and the other one is Anis, who will participate in the panel. While for Trina and for Ryzen, we will have two other presenters. Trina will be presented by Gonzalo de la Vina. He's the head of Trina's quickly expanding European team, which he's now leading in his, if I'm correct, 6th year. And then we have with us Leon Chuang, who's the Global Marketing Director at Ryzen Energy, and who's been in solar also for quite a while, working for a number of solar companies before he joined Ryzen. So what we want to do in this panel is we simply want to reflect what we've learned today and also go beyond simply to understand actually, in a comprehensive way what are the advantages, challenges of 210mm modules. Maybe just one word to the panelists again. So for housekeeping, digital panels are obviously more challenging for moderators when it comes to lively interaction. So I still would like to have this as interactive as possible. So please talk to each other and not just answer my questions. Just go ahead, raise your hand, and then the others see that you will speak, and then just start. For the audience, again, I think you've done a great job so far. Just please contribute with questions, comments via the chat function. I will try to integrate that into my my question, into my structure, and otherwise, if it's not taken, I think someone hopefully will pick it up. We have a couple of people from the companies and from our team also participating in the chat. So let's start maybe on once again. So just in case everyone is once again on the same level. So and just in case, actually, even if you repeat yourself, can you all once again simply say what are your expansion plans in general? Quickly, and what's the share of 210 for this? So maybe let's start with Gonzalo. So what we see here on this slide in the background.
Good afternoon, Michael. Servus. Good to be here. Good to see you. Hopefully next time. Well, next time will take some time live. Yeah, hopefully, which year? That's a question. No, thank you for having me here, and which is a very interesting topic also for myself and for the company, for Trina, as we are betting and expanding and investing a lot into the 210mm technology. I would say that we were one of the first ones to initiate this or to develop this technology. And as you can imagine, we have quite aggressive expansion plans. And so alone last year, we finished 2020 with a capacity of around 10 gigawatts just for the 210. And this year, the plan is to finish the year with around 25 gigawatts. And next year, we should have a number close to 50 gigawatts.
Okay, wow. Maybe Xusheng wants. Can you share your?
Okay. So for Canadian Solar, our capacity is around 20 gigawatt today, and for the end of this year, I think we will also expand to around 30 gigawatt, and we are we have all the manufacturing chains, which means we have our own module, own cell, and also we are building our ingot capacity, also the wafer capacity. In this way, we can control our cost in a certain level. So which means our module product can be more competitive on the market. Yeah, so this is our expansion plan. And for the technology, I think we invest a lot on the TOPCon HAT, and we will see in the recent days which technology we choose in the future for our future expansion plan. Yeah.
Okay, Leon.
Yeah. Hello, Michael, and hello, Dr. Wang. Hello, Gonzalo, and hello, everybody. First, I want to introduce a little bit about the Ryzen's capacity in 2020. So in 2020, the end of 2020, we have the 13 capacity of the module capacity, and then we didn't have too much about like 210 capacity. We in the end of the year, we only have 3 GW to 5 GW capacity. So according to the capacity, we didn't have too much strong shipment like China, but we have very good successful achievements to Poland, to Middle East, to Indonesia. So we have done many like 210 projects in overseas, in Europe, also in Ukraine. So around 1 GW, not that much. Yeah, and in 2021, we really want to have more market share about 210. So the expansion of our capacity, we plan to have new capacity in the end of this year, about 28 GW. So compared to this year, it's like a 15 GW up, and this is our 210, I mean 210 capacity. So this is our expansion. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe once again, so I think Anis, I think he will join a little bit later. So he had another meeting, but he also discussed some challenges actually going to 10. So when we look into, and you all have ambitious production plans, if we really go from ingots to modules, actually, can you maybe simply also mention what the biggest challenges were that you met, and those that you still have to circumvent? Anis, for example, pointed to wet etching and some bow issues.
So how about we start from Trina again, or me? I don't know. Okay, thank you. So I think the problem, the challenge is when Trina and Ryzen decided to have the capacity to do the capacity of 210, we have the challenge of like the different standards. So at the first, we have Ryzen is the first one who has the 210 modules the design, and then Trina is going to have a new coming up with a 500 watts. We at that time we fight with Trina a lot, and then we found out that we are not trying to fight each other. We have to cooperate with each other to cooperate with each other's standards. So make our standards the same, and make the customer has a better benefits. So this is the first. This is, I think, the first challenge. But after the challenge, we make both these two companies to make this challenge becomes our support to make to help each other to grow up faster. And then CSI joins. We have this 210 leagues bigger and better, and unite the standards. This is, I think, is a very good chance to big challenge and becomes a chance.
Gonzalo, maybe then you.
Yeah, no, it's a good point that Leon brought. And indeed, it's a new technology. It's a new module size. You know, before all the companies were used to a 60 cell or 72 cell or whatever module, portfolio perks, so it was quite simple. And now you have this new technology, well, which is not so new because it exists, at least the wafer, since 20 years in the semiconductor industry. I was selling semiconductors with 300mm wafers already in 2001. But as Leon said, I mean, right now we have to work on standardization, and this is why Trina was one of the founding partners of the 600 watt plus alliance. So to make it easier and to define a standard that can be used by almost everybody, and of course at the most economical way. So this is something we're working on and where we still have to do more.
Okay. Maybe Xusheng?
Okay, so I think the most challenge point is the when people goes to 210, other people will say you will have lots of problem in manufacturing. And the yield is, it will be a big problem. You have the yield on the income level, on the wafer level, on the cell level, on the module level. There's no doubt the cell efficiency should be same compared with 182 or 166, but the cell yield may be much lower. Say for the standard line, 166, the cell yield may be 98%, which is very high. When you go to 182, maybe the yield is just 1% lower. But when you go to 210, maybe 5% lower. So that means you have lots of byproducts. All the manufacturers will be as high as sometimes you cannot burden in the future. But when you go real production, you'll find you have lots of countermeasures to bring the yield up to a suitable level. Which means just a little gap compared with 166. In this way, we found the 210 is able to be manufactured. It's not that difficult as people mentioned before. Say we can do 182, but never go 210 because the wafer is too large. But we think now the production is okay for 210. So if all the yield can be conquered in factory, then we need to choose 210 because it will be small on the module level, on the LCOE level.
Okay. Okay. So there's no issues for equipment, materials anymore. So that is all sorted out, and you're happy with what you can get to now really speed up expansion.
Yeah, I think 210 everything is already ready, and we are already in mass production, so that means everything is ready.
Right.
Okay.
And we have also set up the big factories that were made especially for the manufacturing, for the equipment of the 210, and we have signed a couple of joint ventures, as you've probably seen, worth more than $3 billion over the last couple of weeks with Tongwei, with Tonghuan, and so on and so forth.
Okay. Okay. So and how is it? So that means you all started shipping at the moment. So is there any regions that are sort of preferred? So where are the new big products are going first, and who are you addressing? Modules are in short supply these days. Gonzalo?
Hello?
I would say, I mean, we treat all regions and all partners equal, so we don't have any preference. But of course,
with the vaccines,
but because of the size of I mean, don't forget, we started with mass production in Q3 last year. So obviously most of the volume, because of the size of the Chinese market, went into China, which doesn't mean that we didn't sell anything into Europe. As a matter of fact, we delivered 50 megawatts to one project here in Europe of our 210 DE18 module. So we're treating, again, there's no preference. We're going into all the regions with big acceptance everywhere. So we're quite happy with the results we're hearing from all the regions.
Okay.
Yeah, like I just mentioned in the previous paragraph, I think in Europe, mostly of East Europe, because of Ukraine and what is it, Poland and Russian, they like to use this kind of new things. because they are new players, so they try to play try to have the new high power and the best efficiencies modules. And also the Vietnam market is using this kind of 500 watts modules as well. I think 210 Titan module or Vertex. So also a little bit to Australia, and we just signed a big contract to Brazil. So I think there's no preference. It's like everybody is accepting, but it's a little bit tricky. We probably Ryzen is not doing very well in China market, so we don't have that much like sales in China market right now. But yeah, it will raise up this year. Yeah.
Okay. Then let's maybe talk about a little bit product qualifications. So when we talk about quality control for these new products, so I think there was also one question from the audience on microcrack impacts and so on. So, but what have you been seeing about quality control during production and also with maybe during testing and also then with the first product? So simply when you look basically from the start to installation and operation level. So what have you been seeing so far?
I think we need to have lots of new measures to deal with the 210 modules. From a theoretical point of view, it will bring more difficulty in microcrack control. But you need to carry out new measures. Everything you need to adapt to 210 production. So after all these done, then I think the microcrack still can be well controlled.
Okay.
Yeah, as far as I heard, no, mostly like microcrack things are not that big problems right now, and even we can have a better quality than the products before, or better than smaller products. So about this part, I think we can you can email to me or some Mr. Song, and we can reply you in with some data. Yeah.
Okay. In terms of yeah, I maybe also something like IC PVEL testing or anything like this. So what did you see any different issues, like when you compare it to earlier products or smaller products in the past, now that you've gone to really a completely different dimension?
Are you saying the 210 products compares to previous products has some like differences, or I don't quite get you, sorry.
No, the question is if when you had them in the standard testing institutes, actually to get IC standards and whatever. So if you saw something different than you saw actually with previous models, smaller modules.
Most as far as I get the most information, I think it's all better than the products before. So that's why we choose to use the 210 modules and to promote 210 modules, to choose this direction to do the 210 modules. This is, I think I don't see anything like it's weaker or worse. I mean, less worse than before. Yeah.
I mean, I think one thing you have to highlight is that, of course, that due to the higher current, that we had to redesign at least for the junction box, and also now the testing we do on module and component level takes this into account. Also on the packaging side, I mean, coming back to microcracks, I mean, we have redesigned also our packaging for these bigger modules for obvious reasons, and we have done the necessary tests and prepared everything for the launch of this module.
Okay.
Actually, there's no big difference compared to the previous modules, unless you have something new on the 210 module, say like you're using triangle ribbons or using some paving technologies, spot gap technologies. These will bring some new testing issues, but if you have the measures to well controlled, and there should be no reliability problems.
Okay. And then let's talk a little bit about the market response. So how do markets have reacted on that? I think you guys are pushing hard that this is the way to go, and how have been developers, EPCs embracing the new format?
To Ryzen, we will receive a lot of orders in 2020 and 2021 to order in like a bigger, I mean, 550 module or 500 watts module. I mean, Titan series. So in the market, I think they accept the new modules, the bigger size modules, are very fast, and mostly are like new countries, and they accept them a lot. I mean, new countries that not like old markets like Germany or like a Europe market. Mostly are like the countries I mentioned: Poland, Ukraine, Vietnam, and Cambodia, these countries. So I think these new players, they are new. They want to learn more, and they want the best products. To make their solar farm or solar projects better and higher efficiency. So this is what I see in the market response.
I would say that nowadays everybody's asking for this type of module. I mean, interest is there, no doubt about it. And then, I mean, as Leon said, some will go for it, some a little bit hesitant. It depends also a little bit on the way a company works. But we at Trina, we have orders now already in our books for 10 gigawatts for 210 modules, and we're seeing that this number is increasing further. So we're seeing a big acceptance. I wouldn't say, talking now about Europe, that it's only the new markets. Also in the old or existing markets, I mean, we have the orders, and there's no conversation where we don't talk about 210. Absolutely not.
Gonzalo, you just, if I recall correctly, you just had next year a sign up for 4 gigawatts. If I recall correctly, I think that's a pretty big deal. So,
Is that 5?
You want to join us, Leon? I'm kidding.
Come on, give some share.
If you, but maybe, I don't know how much you were involved, but can you maybe share actually what the biggest points from next year are that you had to convince them for that project, for that product? So what were the most interesting part to them?
Yeah, honestly, this was closed by the US team, so there's not much that I know about. Sorry to say. Yeah.
Okay, but but in general, so when you have discussions then with players, so what do you see? Where is the curiosity of you, and where is the hesitance? Because of course some players, they have their own mounting systems, and for them it's a headache to go to new formats, right?
Correct. I mean, as you can imagine, the most interesting question or topic for partners or potential partners is, of course, why shall I take it? What's the difference with 182 or 166? But what's really interesting is, you know, what's the advantage on the LCOE side, on the BOS side, and you know, this is when, of course, with some calculations that we have done, or that sometimes the customers have done, we can explain it if they can see it easier, and what they challenge us also on the calculations, and then we're, just as you said, when with a little bit hesitant, or is when they ask, okay, as you said, which structure can we use? You know, how many manufacturers can do this, same with inverters. But this is relatively easy to answer because, again, coming back to the alliance, we have their inverter manufacturers like Sungrow, like Huawei, like SMA, who offer these, and these are only some examples that offer these type of inverters, and the same for the structure. And don't forget that we, as Trina, we own Enclave, which is a tracker and fixed structure manufacturer. So then, you know, the conversation then gets easier.
Okay. So I think so what was interesting, so I think there were also a couple of questions regarding rooftop systems and 210 and what the advantages are there. I understand you have also introduced products for that segment. Can you maybe also once again explain what's the benefits there of 210?
About you mean the rooftop scale, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. About rooftop scale, we have like 2 ways. There are some customers, they try to use the original Titan bigger size to put on their rooftops as their rooftop system. These are kind of like customers. They really like 210. I mean Titan. Our team is Titan. Yeah. So, but now we have found out that there are another kind of customers. They need a smaller size, high voltage as well, high watts as well. So we have the same standard like Vertex S. We call to our foreign customers is Titan S. The Chinese name is still naming right now. It's a little bit later than Trina's smaller module, rooftop module. I mean Vertex S. But we will launch it in April, and we will show it to our customers very soon. So no worries about that.
Okay.
Yeah, we also launched a module for rooftop segment based on 210. And we believe rooftop segment is very important. And the big module based on 210, which is I showed just in the previous slide, is designed for utility application. And so if you go to rooftop, you need to have smaller modules, and that will be promoted soon.
Okay. Okay.
Leon answered already the question for me. I mean, we have the Vertex S, as you know, ramping up now. And it's, I like to call it the quasi 60 cell module, similar to a 60 cell 166 millimeters by size. So it's like 1.7 meters high and 1.09 wide. So it's below the 2 square meters. And, you know, it offers you more than 400 watts of power. So it's, in our opinion, better than the 360, 370 watts that you have right now in the market as standard.
How important is this 2 square meter limit actually, which you have theoretically in Europe? So, but is everyone sticking to that actually, or and
you mean all the manufacturers, or?
No, actually on the demand side. So are we seeing actually only small rooftop modules under 2 square meters, systems under, yeah?
That's what we are hearing as a request from the market, that we should have, or we should offer a module below 2 square meters for the rooftop, specifically for the rooftop. And this is why, or one of the reasons why we developed the Vertex S.
Yeah, I think, but in Europe it's a regulation, so it's not just because they want to have it handy, but it's everything which is connected to a roof cannot be larger than 2 square meters, right?
Right. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Then let's see. So maybe a little bit of reliability also in terms of transport, installation, operations. So the wafers are larger, modules are larger, power is higher. So what have you seen for for the first from the first systems. What was your feedback there? Whoever.
I mean, we haven't seen. I mean, we haven't seen, how shall I say, more claims or more accidents, or I don't know how you call it. You know, more broken modules. Of course, partners at the beginning were a little bit worried about the installation time. We haven't heard anything negative. I mean, from those who have already bought it, not at all. And as I said before, I mean, we have adapted the packaging, so we are not hearing any claim or anything negative in comparison to the older modules.
To the modules we have shipped out and connect to the grids, we still haven't get any like bad feedback. But mostly, I want to say that because we want to help our customers to have the power of rising value. So this is why we having the 210 modules right now, and we didn't see hasn't seen anything bad feedback coming out.
Okay, that's good news.
Yeah, there's a part that some companies mentioned that the bigger, the wider, so you cannot hold the module like this. Original you hold module like this, but then you cannot hold it like this and to go up the roof. But as I saw the labors to install the modules of our Titan modules, they just have maybe a tower, a bigger tower, and put it on the shoulder, and then go up to the roof. This is the kind of skill, and this is not like so. Installation is not like some companies saying that oh, you can only move the module like this. Why don't you move module like this? It's better, right? It's kind of funny, right?
Okay. Good. So let's maybe talk a little bit of what do you think actually, of course, you're all expanding your 210 capacities. So, but what do you think will be the share of 210 already here? Because I think the question is also, are we seeing some limitations on the wafer side? Because you have all internal capacity, except you have some internal capacities, Canadian some more, but the wafer manufacturer everyone relies mostly on is Zhongguan. Are there bottlenecks with this, or does it all work out so first to meet your plans? And second, what do you think will we see in terms of market this year already for 210 and next year?
I think 210 is just the beginning from today, and we believe in the next 5 years 210 will be the mainstream products. And in China, we have a roadmap on the wafer, and I'm also in discussion with the teams. So we believe in 2025, the market share for 210 will be more than 50%, and then 182 maybe have also like 30%. So that means 210 will have a higher market share compared with 182. Yeah, so the wafer level will decide also the cell share and also the module share. Yeah, this is one of the information.
Okay. Leon, Gonzalo, maybe, or what's your view? I think Gonzalo, I think you have the biggest expansion plans, so I think.
For us all, it's 210. Nah, seriously, no kidding. No, even for us, I mean, end of 2021, end of this year, our 210 will be around 80% of our output. So you can imagine what our strategy is. I mean, of course, to extend it over the next year. And I share Dr. Wang's opinion. Well, obviously, because this is a technology that we chose and where we're investing now more than $3 billion. And we also foresee that this should be the future and should be the largest share of the market by 2025. Are we going to use bigger wafers in the future? This is a good question for our R&D department. Again, I think in semiconductors, they're still with the 300 millimeters. I'm not sure if they increased this, even though I'm pretty sure that they have been looking into it. So I think that for the next 5 to 10 years, 210 or 300 millimeter wafers will be the main runner, or at least that's my personal opinion. I don't see now a next step coming in 2 years to larger size wafers or so.
I think 210 in this year is becoming the mainstream right now. If you guys using WeChat and have my WeChat friends, you will see me posting a lot of like 210 ing, something like this. But let's say, what if you guys know the original 210 maker is not 3 of us? So everybody will use 210 in the future. The 182 is just processing that to reduce their cost, reduce they try to change their old capacity to new capacity. So eventually, all the companies will use 210 modules. Yeah.
Okay. Xusheng, you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's maybe think about, so what comes next is, I think, the question. So that means if the wafer size stays the same to 10, so it's just about that we're moving to new technologies. So that means, as we just learned, Danny mentioned that also during his talk already, that for HJT it might take another while if we go there, although I think Ryzen has already a roadmap to 700 watt plus modules, for which you will need HJT, I assume. But can we really simplify that at the moment then? So this is a new format. We have the bigger modules. Probably modules will not get any bigger in size. We will have 210, and now it's back to the cell technology, and we will see a few slight improvements to PERC, but once on the 23% level, it's somewhere there, it's over, and then we have to move to TOPCon, to HJT, and maybe towards the end of the decade to tandem cells. Is this how it will work?
Yeah, we believe HJT is a good platform, and on that platform you can combine with perovskite to have a structure like tandem structure, to go beyond 25-26% cell efficiency. This can be the future. And the HJT has a very simple process flow, much simple compared with even compared with PERC, and not to mention TOPCon. So personally, I think HJT has a very good future. Just they needs more manufacturers go into this field, and then we can work together to bring the material cost down to a certain level, to bring the manufacturing cost down to a certain level. And so HJT module can be widely supplied on the market.
Okay.
Yeah, as Ryzen's HJT capacity, and we are probably like let's say in August of 2019, we have announced that we are going to have the HJT heterojunction capacity. And after that, we both composed our HJT factory with 500 megawatts in Chinese we say the testing line. So in 2010, total HJT shipment is not that much. Because we have been processing the RD processing, spent like almost 1 year to raise to 24.5 efficiency. The shipment of the testing line we ship to mostly in Chinese testing testing projects about 100 megawatts. The rest of the cells we sell to other countries, some people who need it to test it or maybe to compose and make it to modules. But soon we will have an 1 gigawatts purchase of the new HJT, let's say, production lines. And this will become our formal production line of HJT. Yeah, this is what we are trying to expand in 2021.
Okay. I think that looks all fine. I'm pretty upbeat and optimistic about 210. So what I've heard from all of you, that was very interesting. Thanks for you to be on the panel. It's late in China, so let's try to close in time. Thanks again, and just a few words. Everyone, please stay with me for just a few more words. So thanks for everyone staying with us here. So we're just about to close the first day on 210. Tomorrow we will have a second event. Min, can you just share some slides? Tomorrow we will have a second day where we will go into advanced solar modules for residential. Then we will focus a bit more on the different segments. Tomorrow's sponsors will be Jinko, Longji, and Chint, who will focus on the different segments. We will launch tomorrow also our advanced module report, which will be available for free download after the event. We are looking forward to have, again, some excellent speakers from different companies. And we will also have a panel discussion. Min, the slides? There you go. So that's who we are expecting to have. And since many companies are expanding in solar, so do we. We're looking for some solar market technology analysts. If you are looking for a new job, feel invited to apply with TaiyangNews. Thanks again to the event sponsors. And see you back hopefully tomorrow. Have a nice evening and good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Michael.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Michael.
Thanks.